All right, hey gentlemen, so it is 1942 scenario, and this is going to be the start of turn 4 and Russia's turn. So Russia had 40 IPCs. They're going to be purchasing 4 infantry, 1 artillery, 2 tanks, and 1 strategic bomber. Yep. Building a nice air force, I am. All right, so for their attacks, I'm not going to be repairing my air base. Over here in the Baltic states, I'm going to be moving 1 infantry, actually 2 infantry. So let me turn that into 2 great ships. Two infantry from Leningrad, and they're going to go into Baltic states. And 1 artillery and 1 fighter. And they're going into Baltic states. Let me exchange that great ship into an artillery. If we can find one. Alright, sweet. Got one. Yeah, 2 infantry and 1 artillery and 1 fighter. They're going to be attacking Baltic states. Over here in Belarus, 2 infantry and 1 artillery from Belarus is going to go into eastern Poland. And 1 mechanized and 1 tank from Leningrad will also be going into eastern Poland from Leningrad. And 1 mechanized in Bryansk will be going into Belarus and then into eastern Poland. All right, and then for my 3rd battle, it's going to be here in Ukraine proper. As you can see, I got my Wagner forces with the chef hat. And they would be going into Ukraine. So I have 3, 4, 5. I have 5 infantry from Bryansk that will be going into Ukraine. Let me take the chef hat off. 3 artillery that would be going into Ukraine from Bryansk. And 5 tanks from Bryansk will also be going into Ukraine. The 1 tank from Belarus will be going into Ukraine as well. The 1 tank in Stalingrad will be going into Ukraine. The 1 infantry from Rostov will be going into Ukraine. The 2 mechanized from Russia proper will be going into Ukraine. And the 2 fighters and 1 tactical will be going into Ukraine. And they're going to all have 3 movements left. And the fighter that is attacking Baltic states, he's going to have 3 movements left as well. Okay, so let's go ahead and do those attacks. Let me just make sure I don't got anything. Yeah, that's what I'm going to be doing. All right, nothing happening in China. So let's do the battle for Ukraine. Let's see what happens. Let's see if Russia can take that back over. 6 infantry, 3 artillery, and 2 mechanized go into Ukraine. So and my 1 tactical is going to pair with one of the tanks or one of the fighters. I got plenty of each. And then you had 4 mechanized and 8 tanks. Alright, what the battle? This is probably going to be the first huge battle that we have. And of course it happens in Russia. Alright, so I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I got 5 that attack and a 1. Alright, so my 5 infantry, well, my 5 that attack at a 1, 3 infantry and 2 mechs. Alright, and that is 1 kill. So far, my 3 artillery and 3 infantry. And that is 1 kill as well.
I have some Chinese food if you want.
You got some Chinese food, nice. So that is 2 kills total. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I have 7 tanks and 2 fighters.
Is the board in the door?
Yeah, I'll do that here in a second. So my 7 tanks and 2 fighters. So that gives me a 9 out of 3 of this. And that is going to be a 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 kills. Man, expecting more kills. So that gives me six kills total. And my 1 tactical out of 4 or less. And that gives me a 2. So 7 kills so far. Your 4 mechanized. That is 2 kills. And your 8 tanks. And that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 kills. So you had 8 kills total. Alright, so I'm assuming you're going to take your mechanized, so that is 4 kills. So I had 7. 5, 6, 7. So 4 mechanized and 3 tanks. And you got 8 kills. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. All right. So that leaves me with 3 artillery, 7 tanks, 2 fighters, 1 tactical, and you got 5 tanks. All right, so my 3 artillery, 1 kill. And my 9 at a 3 or less. And that is going to be 1, 2, 3. 3 kills. Dang, what is going on? So that gives me 4 total. And then my 1 tactical at a 4 or less. That gives me a 6. All right. So you're 4. That leaves 1 tank. So 1, 2, 3. 3 kills. Not bad. And let's try that again. It doesn't really matter, I got more than 1 kill. So, let's roll for your tank. And your tank gets a kill. Sorry, that was a little off camera, so. That leaves me with 6 tanks, 2 fighters, and 2 tacticals. Let me just grab a right ship. All right, let's do Baltic states. So you had 2 infantry, and I had 2 infantry, and 1 artillery, and 1 fighter. So let's roll for my 1 infantry. Got a 5. All right, my infantry artillery, double 6s, nice. And then for my fighter, got a 4. All right, nothing. All right, and then your 2 infantry, got a 6 and a 3. All right, let's try that again. My infantry, got a 4. Infantry artillery, 1, 2. Let's throw that other one. Ooh, got a 1, nice. That's all I needed. And let's roll for your 2 infantry. 4 and a 5. So Baltic States is back under Soviet control with 2 infantry and artillery. Eastern Poland. So I had 2 infantry and 2 mechs and 1 artillery and 1 tank. And you had 1 infantry, 2 artillery, 1 AAA, 1 tank, 3 fighters, and 1 tactical. Alright, so my 3 at a 1 or less. My 2 infantry, 1 mech. Nothing. My mechanized and artillery. And my 1 tank. Nothing. Alright. Your 2 artillery and 1 infantry. 4, 4, and a 3. Tactical and tank. 2 6s, okay. Alright, and then 3 fighters. You got a 1, and I roll these 3. You got 3 kills. Alright, and I'm gonna retreat from this battle with 1 mechanized, 1 artillery, and 1 tank. And that leaves everything in Eastern Poland untouched. And they will be retreating into Belarus. Oh man. That battle could have gotten a lot worse for me, but at least I survived. Alright, so that is the end of combat. I'm going to put these guys back. It's very unfortunate. I was trying to get cheeky and take a little bit from you, but I ended up taking nothing and losing a lot. It's usually what happens when you go to the casino. Alright. Alright, so my non-combat movements. So for my 3 aircraft that were attacking Ukraine, I got 3 movements. They went into Ukraine. 2, 3, 4. And they're gonna land in Kazakhstan. The infantry and artillery in Stalingrad will move up into Kazakhstan. The AAA in Bryansk will move into Ukraine. The 1 fighter that attacked in Baltic states, he has 3 movements left. He will go into Leningrad. The infantry, artillery, and AAA, they will move into Leningrad. The AAA in Leningrad will move down into Belarus, and the AAA in Belarus will move into Bryansk. The 2 infantry and 1 artillery will move into Bryansk from Moscow. All right, and then over here in China, two infantry from Kansu will move up into Suyan. The 2 infantry that are in Orgy will move into Kansu. The 1 infantry in Dazikhan, these are worse than Chinese territories, pronouncing them. We're moving to Tinskun Olam, okay? And then the 1 infantry in Ulaanbaatar will move into central Mongolia, and the 2 infantry in Bayat Yuha will move into central Mongolia. The 1 tank that is in Novosibirsk, he will move into Suyan. The 2 infantry in Sakang will move into Shinsi. The 1 tank and the mechanized from Sakang will move into Shinsi. And the 1 infantry in Singhai will move into Shinsi. Actually, the 1 mechanized that was in Sakang, he's actually going to go into Suyan. All right, and for my placement of troops, I'm going to place 2 infantry and 1 tank in Leningrad. So I'm going to take a gray chip off originally and then replace that with a green chip. Actually, this 1 sub, he will move into C-Zone 111 and into 110. Sorry, I forgot to do that in my non-combat, but it's still going on. So I'm going to place 1 infantry, 1 artillery, and 1 tank in Stalingrad. And then in Moscow itself, I'm going to be placing 1 infantry and 1 strategic bomber. Dang, that's a huge bomber. All right, so that is the end of Russia. My disposition of forces, I have 6 tanks and 1 AAA in Ukraine. I have 2 infantry and 1 artillery in Baltic states. In Leningrad, I have 5 infantry, 2 artillery, 1 tank, 1 fighter, and 1 AAA. In Belarus, I have 1 tank, 1 mech, 1 artillery, and 1 AAA. In Bryansk, I have 2 infantry, 1 AAA, and 1 artillery. In Moscow, I got 1 infantry and 1 strategic bomber. In Stalingrad, I have 1 infantry, 1 artillery, and 1 tank. In Kazakhstan, I got 2 fighters, 1 tactical, 1 infantry, and 1 artillery. In Kansu, I have 2 infantry. In Shinsi, I got 3 infantry and 1 tank. In Suyan, I have 2 infantry, 1 mech, 1 tank. In Singan Olam, I got 1 infantry. And in Central Mongolia, I got 3 infantry. And then in C-Zone 110, I have 1 sub. So let me count up my IPCs. Originally got 37, minus 3 from the Germans. So that puts me at 34. And then 1 from Japan. So it puts me at 33. 33 plus 5 puts me at 38. Yep, that's correct. All right, so 38 IPCs for the Russians. And let's see how this goes. All right, signing off. Let's see what Japan has up their sleeve.